Russia freezes Ukraine. Will Trump bend the knee to Putin again? Right now, Russia is deliberately leaving Ukrainian cities without heat or electricity. In minus basically 30, minus 25 Celsius weather. It's about minus 13 to minus 22 Fahrenheit. While Ukrainians freeze to death, will Trump submit to Putin again? This video will talk about partly about what is happening in Ukraine right now, and partly about the statement by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, who revealed the Russian negotiation, so-called Dmitriev package, proposed Russian economic cooperation worth around $12 trillion to the United States. Hello there, I am Elena, welcome to my channel Enough of Propaganda. Please like, subscribe, share my videos. Let's make truth accessible to everyone. Several sources reported on this. This is Kyiv Independent. Zelenskyy warns of risk US-Russia could strike bilateral deals on Ukraine without Kyiv. Intelligence showed me the so-called Dmitriev package that he presented in the US. It amounts to around 12 trillion, Zelenskyy said, describing it as a proposed framework for large-scale US-Russia economic cooperation. Zelenskyy added that Kyiv also seen indications that potential US-Russia bilateral documents could include provisions related to Ukraine. We clearly state that Ukraine will not support even potential agreements about us without us, he said. This is Kirill Dmitriev. It's just so funny. Russia's proposed 12 trillion Dmitriev package being floated to the United States is mathematically absurd. Russia's entire economy, GDP in 2025, estimated at 2.5 trillion. So they're claiming to offer deals worth nearly 5 times their annual GDP. Apparently Putin's enemy number one, Sir William Browder, pointed this same thing out. So he is smart enough to understand that, but some Americans in high positions apparently are not. Greg Terry Experience channel reported on this today as well. Ukraine, Zelenskyy stressed, will not accept any agreements about us without us, especially on territorial issues. We stand our ground. Ukraine confirmed once again the negotiations that will not withdraw from Donbass. One use of Oreshnik from Belarus and they will already drawn into war. And that's exactly what Russians want. This is confirmed by Kyiv Post and several other sources. Zelenskyy said the most sensitive issues remain unresolved, particularly territory, reaffirmed his positions on Donbass, and so on. We stand where we stand. This is in our view the fairest and most reliable model for ceasefire at this stage, Zelenskyy says. This is our land. We do not recognize it as Russian. Even if it is a free economic zone, our land is in a free economic zone. It's our people, our flag, and our control, he says. So basically all the attempt and negotiations, as I said, useless waste of time. This isn't diplomacy. It's a political theater and bribery dressed up as geopolitics. And it's being used to pressure the West into sacrificing Ukraine. While these fantasies are discussed behind closed doors, a genocide is unfolding in real time in Ukraine. This is what Zelenskyy said. Last night the Russians strike facilities critical to the operations of Ukraine nuclear power plants. Today units at Ukraine's nuclear power plant reduced power generation, and one unit was automatically shut down. This is a level of attack that no terrorist in the world has ever dared, and Russia must feel the world's response. Russia must show that not only such strike and the war matter to it, but also the ongoing negotiations that are supposed to deliver results. And this is outright genocide. It already has a name. Holodomor. Exhaustion through cold. Holod is cold in Russian and in Ukrainian. Russia is deliberately targeting civilian infrastructure to make Ukrainian cities uninhabitable. This is Odessa. So cold inside, ladies have to pile up 8 layers of blankets and I have 3 layers of clothes. No power for last 12 hours. Russia weaponizes the weather. The world stands by. This is post by Roman Sheremetyev. Russia is freezing Ukrainians to death. First, they tried to exterminate Ukrainians in 1930s by famine. And even though millions have died, Ukraine survived. Then they tried to subjugate Ukraine by military force. Ukraine didn't fall. Now they are trying to commit genocide against Ukrainian people by freezing them to death. This is Kharkiv energy plant, destroyed by Russian missile. As a result, people have no electricity, no heat, no water. My friends in Kharkiv now I see them sitting in the winter jackets inside the house. If are they still trying to stay out of politics, justify Russia's genocide, that you are just as guilty as the Russians who commit these atrocities? History will not be kind to you. I agree with that. And under Articles 2 of the United Nations Conventions on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, genocide includes deliberately inflicting on a group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. This is exactly what Russia is doing. This video is showing what ice armor formed after extinguishing a fire in extreme cold. This is how it looks like. For the second week in a row, major Ukrainian cities, Kyiv foremost among them, have been left without electricity, heating and water during severe moroz, basically cold, sub-zero temperatures. So this is what is happening, this is what it means in practice. It means people are being condemned to death by Russia. Elderly people cannot leave their apartments to buy food or water, because elevators do not work, or because they are physically unable to walk down the stairs. No communication, mobile phones are dead, there is no way to call for help or an ambulance. Sick people cannot use life-sustaining medical equipment because there is no electricity at home. Mothers of small kids carry their children and strollers up staircases in high-rise buildings along with the water and food. No hot meals and no possibility to cook food at home. Sewer systems failures, creating critical and dangerous conditions. Illness caused by extreme cold and inability to stay warm. Children cannot attend schools because there is no heating. Distance learning is also impossible without electricity. Kindergartens are closed. Mothers cannot work, earn money to feed their children. Well, traffic lights wouldn't work either, by the way. Stray animals are freezing to death on the streets. Even pets are dying from the colds. Parrots, aquarium fish, animals kept in terrariums. Animals in zoos are freezing. Collection of rare plants in Kyiv botanic gardens have frozen and died. Small businesses are earning nothing, forced to spend money on generators and fuel, causing direct losses to the economy. Severe harm to the environment and public health due to the constant operation of massive numbers of generators. No one generator, by the way, can replace nuclear power plants. Russia is making Ukraine to shut down them. Public transport functions far worse due to power outages. Electric transport doesn't operate at all, leaving people unable to reach work, doctors or essential services. Burst pipes and freezing temperatures are destroying homes, making them uninhabitable. Hospitals are forced to cancel planned surgeries, operating in emergency mode and full capacity. Rates of depression, anxiety disorders and burnout are sharply increasing. This is what Russia is doing. They're trying to make large Ukrainian cities uninhabitable, but the small villages are suffering too, even worse. It's a humanitarian catastrophe deliberately caused by Russia. Meanwhile, Trump and Putin are discussing basically imaginary deals for imaginary fake money. This is Anton Gerashchenko. The next days will be very challenging for Kyiv. A new wave of cold weather is expected up to minus 20 Celsius, especially during the night. In some places minus 30, minus 25. This is how it looks. Maria Avdieva. Russia doesn't stop, it escalates, praising Ukrainian freezing and suffering. 400 plus drones and 40 missiles targeted Ukrainian thermal and power plants. This is winter turned into a weapon. Ukraine needs air defense now. Gee, why Ukraine just doesn't give up to Russia? This is Kherson, downtown, today. This is what Russia does to Ukraine. Oh, why wouldn't they just give up? So whole their country turn into this. And the genocide will continue on a mass scale. As I proved on my channel and provided information about Russian plans to do this to Ukraine, as early as 2021 and 2022, and even earlier. Ukrainians are not slaves. They're not stupid to give up to Russia because they don't want to die. This is not collateral damage. Russia is intentionally freezing cities, towns, and villages to kill civilians. This is a deliberate humanitarian catastrophe and a textbook case of genocide under international law. And yet, while Ukrainians are being condemned to death by cold, we are told to take seriously the idea that Russia can offer the United States trillions of dollars in exchange for silence, concessions, or betrayal. And yet, here's a hot free food on the streets of Kyiv. Despite blackouts, horror, and cold of war, this is Kyiv supporting each other. As Maxim Mirovich said, someday in history textbooks, there will be whole chapters written about how in one of the most horrific wars of the last century, the whole nation, who has the right for being angry and hateful, they stay kind and humane. The real question isn't whether Russia is lying. For some people the question is, will Trump once again choose comfort, imaginary deals, and illusions, fake money over justice and reality? I don't know how about you, but I think I know the answer. Please help Ukraine as much as possible and as soon as possible. Canada stands with Ukraine. How about you? Learn the truth and stay informed. Thank you for watching. See you later.